Yo, what's up everybody, my name is Casey James and today I'm going to be doing another tier list video. It seems like a lot of what I'm doing on this channel is boxing or tier lists, but this is going to be my last video for a while just because I'm going to be working during the winter. And I thought my tier lists have been doing pretty well on this channel, so I thought I'd do another one, but this time I'm not going to be doing a boxing tier list, I'm going to be doing a YouTube diss track tier list. Now we've got people like KSI, Road to Shore, iDubbbz, PewDiePie, Deji, even Logan and Jake Paul on this list. So there's our categories there. We got diss track God, we got amazing, we got Brill, we got cancel, we got disgusting, we got Jake Paul, and we got never heard. So obviously with the never heard, I'm going to put the diss tracks that I've never heard because simply I just couldn't rank them. And then with Jake Paul, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. I've seen a lot of people do like diss track tiers, and they've had Jake Paul on their tier, so I thought I'd add to the chaos. And here's what I'm ranking it on. I'm not just ranking it on diss track, like how bad the diss track was, like the actual disses, but how well the music video sounds. So it could be absolutely brutal, but it could be very like flow wise is just up and down, up and down. But with Road to Shore's first diss track, it was absolutely amazing. It came just after Bazinga's diss track on KSI. Obviously there was some sidemen beef at that point, but yeah, I think I'm gonna have to put Harry right at the top. Diss track God, definitely the first diss track I heard that I couldn't stop laughing at, because I think it was just because he was such good friends with JJ that he knew so much about him. But yeah, anyway, now let's talk about KSI's response to that video in KSI's Little Boy diss track to Road to Shore, and this is brutal as well. I mean, this got so many great disses in it, but it just has a sick beat as well. The best KSI has rapped up until this point, I would say. I think when he released his diss tracks, it really proved him to be such a great rapper. But I mean, I say a great rapper, a great YouTube rapper. I can't really compare him to, mainstream rappers. I would definitely put JJ right at the top with Harry. I think that is a Rice Gum one. And if that is a Rice Gum one, I'm gonna go disgusting. We got JJ KSI again with Adam's Apple, and this one was really brutal as well. This was against Net Nobody, previously known as Sky Does Minecraft. I think he's actually doing Minecraft again, but yeah, he got his baby mama in the diss track, and it's absolutely brutal. I think it's definitely one of JJ's most amazing ones. I don't really want to put JJ, I don't want to put all of JJ's in diss track God, even though he is great at doing diss tracks. I don't want to put all of them at diss track God, but I would definitely have to say Adam's Apple is up there, so I'll put him there. Anyway, we got Crypt Warning, and this is against Randolph, and this had an amazing beat. Obviously it wasn't like too much of a complex beat. It's a great beat to have when you're just going in on someone, and Crypt just has, I think Crypt is one of, if not the best rapper, YouTube rapper on this platform, or just rapper on this platform. But yeah, he's definitely one of the best YouTube rappers in my opinion. I wouldn't say it's a diss track God though, and the main reason I'd say that is just because the disses were just like they were kind of like little sly ones, and it was still a really good diss track, so I'm gonna put it up there as amazing. Next up, this one I've never heard of, so I apologise to this guy, but I just never heard of it. Okay, next up we got Quadeca's diss track, and yeah, Quadeca is one of the best rappers out there. I mean, this is his Insecure one, but I think this one, I do remember seeing this one as well, and I think it was against Discard. I put it at Brill, but yeah, still, I mean, Quadeca is very talented. And we're going back to Crypt with one that I literally just seen, just because while I was watching, or while I was deciding I was going to do this tier list, I knew that I wanted to react to some of the rappers that I already knew of, and I already knew of Crypt, but I didn't see his Dax diss track, and it's called Eulogy. He gets someone to play Dax in a coffin, and it's simply just him like putting the final nail in the coffin almost. And yeah, I mean, Crypt again, as I said, like, great flow, and I would say, just because I've only listened to it once, I'd only put it at Brill. Brill will be the ones that I enjoyed, but I haven't heard multiple times, so I can't really like say it's amazing or anything better than that. And we got KSI's On Point, and as a song, this is 100% KSI's best song, 100%. Bar maybe Uncontrollable and Down Like That, but On Point is just absolutely amazing. In terms of disses though, if we were ranking disses in terms of in the video, then he'd rank higher, but he goes in on he goes in on Logan a little bit, and then he just calms down. So as a diss track, I'd say Brill. And to be fair, I think JJ would probably agree that it's not his best diss track. I mean, when I think he did like a top 5 diss tracks, and he only put that at number 5, so it's still really good. And obviously if it was as just ranked as a rap song, then I'd rank it higher, but for now I'll just put it at Brill. Anyway, we got Deji, yeah, he ran, hiding like he's Anne. Well, it's just called Ran, but literally whenever I look at that, that's the only thing that runs through my head. I'm a big fan of Deji. I think he's an incredible content creator, but in terms of diss tracks, his flow's been a little bit iffy. In this one though, flow was great. Flow was absolutely great, but his disses, they were questionable. Like there was either a few lies, but we haven't put anything in cancel yet. And when I mean cancel, I mean like cancel as in just like nah. So yeah, not for me. Sorry, Deji. But it's Con's diss track, Stephen Little, and this was just amazing, especially because Con is not a rapper of sorts. A lot of these people aren't rappers of sorts anyway, but you know, he's just used to doing a lot of camera work. But yeah, this was absolutely hilarious, and I wouldn't say it was like one of the best diss tracks. I'd feel bad putting it at amazing, and then putting Quadeca and Crypt and KSI all at Brill, so I'll put this at Brill as well. Then we got Every Night Sis by Rice Gum. This is probably the only Rice Gum diss track I actually enjoy. Obviously it's taken from Jake Paul's Everyday Bro, so it's kind of like playing off that idea, but he gets Alyssa Violet, who was Jake Paul's ex, in the video, and Alyssa Violet is actually absolutely amazing on this. She absolutely kills it. Rice Gum as well, like him and his ghostwriter obviously wrote something catchy, but yeah, I'd probably put it at Brill as well. I think Brill's just the safe option of just me being like, okay, thumbs up, but yeah, it's not really anything else, I'd say. Some people probably say it's amazing, but to be honest, in terms of originality, obviously it copies from the whole Everyday Bro thing. Next up, also got a video that I haven't watched, so yeah, sorry. Anyway, we got Wolfie's diss track, Check the Statistics. Disgusting. I don't like this diss track at all. Oh my god, it's awful. I think this one is on Big Shaq. So he comes for someone like Big Shaq, Now that we've got that one out the way, let's go on to one of the best ones, and straight up I'm just going to put this one in Diss Track God. iDubbbz diss track on RiceGum was absolutely amazing. He got PewDiePie involved, he had Boy in the Band involved, and Boy in the Band absolutely kills it as well. It's just such a funny and enjoyable video, and yeah, 100% iDubbbz deserves to be Diss Track God. Anyway, alright, now we got Net Nobody's Bend the Knee. Now, a lot of people will say Bend the Knee was better than his first diss track. I actually disagree. I thought his first diss track was better, because his first diss track actually had disses in it, and then at the end of Bend the Knee, he releases like a little video saying like he kind of played JJ by like giving him a diss track so he would respond, so he would then get involved with his girlfriend and baby, and it's a bit confusing, but it didn't really help his situation. Like, he made a diss track on JJ, and I don't know, it just doesn't make any sense to me. I'd say cancel. I honestly, even if you were taking into consideration that little video at the end, which I wouldn't, because that's not actually a part of the diss track. Obviously it's at the end of the diss track, so I don't think I would include it. But even if I did, I don't think it's like career ending by any means. But with Net Nobody's first diss track, I would say it was brill. I honestly thought it was really good. I thought the beat was amazing. Net Nobody is actually quite a talented singer. In terms of rapper, he's a good rapper too. Alright, so we got Randolph Manchild now, and these two next to each other, both targeted at Deji. The first one for me, diss-wise, flow-wise, was much better. So I'm definitely going to have to put this one at amazing. Could very well be Diss Track God actually. But I feel like Crypt needs someone next to him. And for Diss Track God, I'm going for the ones that are just absolutely brutal, like career-ending brutal. I mean, these two probably aren't career-ending, but obviously those two kind of Rota Shaw and KSI both through fire, and I mean, both of them ended up not getting too burnt afterwards, but great. I'm a poet and I don't even know it. Anyway, we got Randolph's next diss track, which is Victory Speech, and with the diss tracks in this, or with the disses in this one, it wasn't like as brutal. It was more kind of smart. Like, he was going for the approach of like targeting him and his relationships in the past, and it was just really brutal. But also, like, I don't really know if what he's saying is true or false, but it does seem like he doesn't have. I mean, he does get girls after he kind of raps, and after he does the or just before he does the flow switch, to basically say like well, he done this to me and stuff like that, which is like, it was very uncomfortable when I heard. I was like, Jesus, he's going this far, because these two were really close, and it seemed like this didn't really need to happen. But I wouldn't say it was the same as his first one, but I would say it was brill. I thought it was job well done. Well, we're really filling up this brill one at the point. Anyway, PewDiePie's T-Series, congratulations. This also had Boy in the Band, but it also had Rumi as well. And this was just really enjoyable to watch. Not just as a video standpoint, but just it was had such a great flow to it. It just they basically released this as soon as T-Series became the most subscribed channel, and PewDiePie released this, and then he overtook T-Series again, only for T-Series to obviously overtake him in the next couple of weeks. But Yeah, it definitely has to be Diss Track God for me. Beats Bitch Lasagna in my opinion. So I'm gonna put the second T-Series Diss Track Congratulations right at the top. Anyway, going to the originator, Bazinga, the first person to do a diss track during the time of the Sidemen beef. And in terms of it as a whole, like comparing it to all of these ones, I wouldn't say it was amazing by any means. But again, it did kick off the whole beef with the Sidemen and all that. So I got to give it credit where credit's due. And you know what? I will put it at amazing, just because with everyone down here, a lot of them had a lot of time to make their craft, and you know, obviously they're well established rappers or have done rap songs in the past. But with Bazinga, this was his first one, and it ended up being great anyway. But I still wouldn't say it was better than some of these in terms of a rap song. But in terms of disses, I'd still say it's up there. Actually, I've just noticed something. This isn't what I thought it was. This one isn't what I thought it was. This was the eulogy one. This is eulogy. This was the crypt one that he did to Dax. Just noticed it now when I saw the thumbnail, but I thought that was eulogy. But whatever it is, I haven't seen that one. I think it may be by Screw against Dax, or Dax against Screw, but I haven't paid attention to that beef. I haven't watched this one. I'm just actually gonna go through all the ones that I haven't watched real quick. Edgy diss track on Jake Paul, I think this was, and if I'm being honest, even though I don't like Jake Paul, I don't think it was a good diss track. Especially because it wasn't one of his first ones. He had time to kind of perfect his flow, but his flow in this I just didn't like. And a lot of the diss tracks, a lot of the disses were him just saying, I'm gonna beat you up in the ring, yada yada yada, just intimidating him. But also when he was rapping, he wasn't really like rapping the same words with each other. So yeah, sorry Deji, but I'm gonna put you in disgusting for that diss track. Anyway, we got Rota Shaw's second diss track on KSI, and this one was probably more brutal than the first one, but it loses points for two reasons. Number one, flow wise it's very iffy, it's very up and down. But also number two, he actually deleted the video, which kind of I guess softens the impact. So with that said though, even though I think it's a really brutal video, I would be tempted to put it at amazing or brill. I'll put it at amazing just because there's been I'll put it at brill, and I'll tell you why I'll put it at brill. Just because with Rota Shaw, he did lie about a lot of the things in the diss track, and he said at the start of the video that he was going to be like, this is 100% truth, but nah, it wasn't. But anyway, let's kick off. Okay, so we're going to KSI's Aries, and this was his diss track on Quadeca. This one was really good. I did like this one, but I wouldn't compare it to Little Boy or Adam's Apple. I thought On Point was a better music video. In terms of a diss track, Aries is probably a better diss track, but I'd still put it at brill. I'd still put it up there with On Point. I enjoy On Point more than I do Aries. Obviously Aries is more of a diss track though, I would say, but I'll put it in brill at this point. I'll put it in brill now. I'd put it in brill. Anyway, we got Deji, Jallo, Dax and Cripps diss track on JJ, and ooh, this was a brutal one, if I'm being honest. When I watched this, I actually was like, it got progressively better. They started off with Deji, obviously Deji being the brother of KSI. Then they started off with then they went to Jallo, who, you know, incorporated a better rap style. Then they went to Dax, and then when Dax finished with his line, it was like, this is already amazing. But then Cripps just finished it. He absolutely finished it, and it's one of the best diss tracks out there. However, I would put it at diss track God, but I only put it at amazing because Deji deleted the video. He has recently uploaded it again. I say recently, but he's re-uploaded it again. But he still deleted it, so it kind of softened the blow. And again, it's against his brother, so, you know, obviously they don't have that feud anymore, so it hasn't actually boiled over. Obviously, nah, you know what, I'd say it's amazing. It was still flow-wise and diss track-wise, yeah, flow-wise, diss-wise, absolutely amazing. Anyway, Rice Gum diss track, I didn't hit her. God. Yeah, it's just disgusting. It was just very bland, and the flow. I say the flow. The music in the background it just wasn't like, it didn't feel like a diss track to me. Anyway, then we got Rice Gum again. I'm putting all of Rice Gums apart from Every Night Sis very low, aren't I? But yeah, his one on iDubbbz was just absolutely terrible. The worst one he's done. And the fact that iDubbbz, who isn't a rapper, even though yes, he did get Boy in the Band involved, his is one of the best. And, you know, Rice Gum, who's done multiple diss tracks and claims that he's the diss track god, came out with this. It's just disappointing, to be honest. Anyway, Vic Star 123, his diss track on Deji, and easily diss track God. No, I'm joking. I just put it at Brill. It was an enjoyable video. It was some great disses there. Obviously, he kind of memed himself when he was doing like the typical like Indian music in the background, but yeah, it wasn't like a brutal one. You can tell he was just doing it for the jokes. But yeah, I just put it in Brill. Anyway, KSI vs Rice Gum's Earthquake, and just because I don't want to be biased towards KSI, I'm gonna put this is gonna be one that I'll put at like the lower side of stuff in cancel. In terms of a song, it's amazing. I thought that the flow was amazing, but you know, some lines like, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck looked like you? It's just a bit, and you start off with that as well. We got Logan Paul's Santa diss track. I'll put it at cancel. It could very well be at disgusting. No, I will put it at disgusting because it's against Santa Claus. Deji's Unforgivable. This is one of Deji's worst, if I'm being honest. He did this targeted at Mini Minter, who's one of JJ's friends, part of the Sidemen. But yeah, it just didn't have much impact. He just like the flow was the music video at the yeah, the instrumental was amazing, but he just couldn't catch up with that flow. And yeah, it was a bit all over the place, if I'm being honest. Anyway, we're going to Bazinga's second diss track on JJ. I'm just noticing how many diss tracks there are. It's absolutely crazy. But anyway, we got his second one. I wouldn't say it's as good as his first. So with that said, I wouldn't even put it at Brill. I put it at cancel just because he kept changing the instrumental. He kept doing different flow changes, and it just didn't work. He should have just stuck to one. Some of them were just very weak flows. Some of them were good flows, but then obviously he'd change it and then it'd be like, okay, we're back to like a basic flow again. Anyway, Quadeca's diss track on KSI. A lot of people say this is one of the best ones. I'd only put it at amazing just because, you know, he didn't say anything that I was like, oh my god. Like, he didn't say anything that people didn't already know about JJ. Like, a lot of what he said was already known facts, and I don't think it was like brutal, like career ending sort of thing. It was just like, you know, targeting his hairline, targeting his girlfriend, and that was kind of the main premise of it. But still very enjoyable video and diss track. So fair play to Quadeca on that one. Anyway, we got This Is Deji's diss track on Danielle Bregoli, and oh god. I'm just gonna put it at cancel just because. Come on, Deji. Yeah, it was just. I don't know why he did it. I think he got into a dispute with Danielle Bregoli through Instagram or Twitter most likely. But yeah, it just felt a bit like you didn't need to do anything. But hey-oh, he did it against someone who actually is well known, so fair play to him on that one. Anyway, finally we get to Jake Paul, and now we can finally put Jake Paul in his own category. Congratulations. Actually, let's put all of Jake Paul's in there, because obviously it's not going to end up anywhere else. This is Jake Paul and Logan, but sorry Logan, your brother let you down. I think, okay, yeah, that's the one on his on Joe Weller. That's Everyday Bro. Everyday Bro should probably just have its own category, because even for Jake Paul that's even worse. But anyway, let's go to Casper's Friendship diss track, and I'll put it at Brill, because obviously it's not a diss track, it's like just it's compliments rather than disses. But you know, it was an interesting concept rather than dissing someone, actually complimenting them, which was kind of funny. So fair play to Casper on that one. Anyway, we got the funny thing is Casper's diss track on this guy isn't on this, but his diss track on Casper is on it, and it's absolutely awful. It is one of the worst diss tracks I've ever heard. It's called Cornucopia, which apparently is like a poo phobia. It's like, okay, great. Anyway, Logan's diss track on his brother. You know what? I'll put it at Brill. I thought, no, it's fairly interesting for Logan. And yeah, I mean, it wasn't like career ending for Jake. Obviously those two have gotten along now, but you know, view wise I think it's almost on like 200 million views. Might even already be on 200 million views. But yeah, one of the most viewed diss tracks on YouTube. But anyway, let's go to his other one. This is the one he did on JJKSI. I don't know about this, because I don't want to be biased. For the time that he had, he apparently only had like a day or so. It was alright, but nah, actually I can't put it at Brill because On Point's on Brill as well. I can't put it in the same category, so I'll put it in cancel. Even though I would probably say like it's like in Brill, but like a low Brill. Like it's just alright. It was just alright in my opinion. Now we have KSI's Two Birds One Stone, and this was the video where he targeted Robert Shaw some more, and he also targeted Joe Weller, and this was leading up to their boxing fight. So it was a lot of great shots fired. Pretty simple beat, but very good. Absolutely diss track god for me. Then we got Mini Minter's diss track. Amazing, absolutely amazing. He's not known to be a rapper, but Mini Minter, just the flow that he had, mixed with the instrumental and the diss tracks as well, were just all on point. So fair play to him, and just one of the most enjoyable diss tracks at that point. Anyway, we've got PewDiePie, and we'll put PewDiePie at amazing as well. Not as good as Congratulations. I thought Congratulations had a better instrumental, better disses. I mean, I feel like with his first one, Bitch Lasagna, it was just a joke. He was just joking around. He wasn't actually seriously targeting T-Series, but with Congratulations, he was like sarcastically saying, "Oh, well done, good job." But anyway, we're ending with Deji, and this is probably this is recognised as one of Deji's best diss tracks in the Sidemen diss track that he did. And you know what, I've done Deji a bit dirty here, so I'll put him at Brill, because I haven't actually, have I put him at Brill for any other diss tracks? Damn, no I haven't. Sorry Deji. But yeah, that's one of his best ones. The Sidemen diss track didn't have a great flow, however, it was still very enjoyable, especially with him targeting every member of the Sidemen. Some Sidemen like got it easy, like Circa and Road to Shore, but then some people he went in on a little bit further. So people like Mini Minter, of course, and Bazinga, especially those two. That's my tier list on all the diss tracks on YouTube. There might be a few more that I missed. Obviously, these ones that I've never heard of, I might even go back and check them out, see how good they are, and see if they will rank high or low on this list. Please like, subscribe, and peace.